Yes, it is time. It took me so long to come back to my green froggy. Welcome you all, Danny here. As you might remember, the green froggy and the Jedi, the Rose Solo, have been my main racing bikes. All the races, apart from the priority A races, are being done on these bikes. I love those. Green froggy is an amazing bike, but it had a crash. We had a crash. I mean, somebody had a crash during the race, and one rider just crashed against my wheel. He smashed my wheel. He like kicked into the spokes, and now it doesn't look good at all. I was able to finish the race. It was not even halfway through the race, so still about 13-14 kilometers were made on this wheel. I'm gonna try to fix it, and I will show you some tips to how to do it. There is a video about truing the wheels, but this wheel has some special needs, so let's see what I do. First off, there is still the original dust from that race, so let's just clean it. Now that we have our whole area clean, I want to proceed to the step number one, which is finding out what is actually wrong with the spokes. We know that the wheel is perfectly out of balance, but it's still within my fork width, so I was able to finish the race. What I would expect is to find some place on the right side, on the drive side of my bike, with some very loose spoke and more tension on the left side, because the wheel was hit from the right side. So let's try it. What I'm gonna do is just to check out the tension. This is pretty good. I do feel like the left side is a little bit more under pressure. You can also hear that. This is quite okay. That's why I was able to actually ride the bike, but this is the loose pair. I suspect these two were the ones that got that hit, that impact, and so here we have loose spokes, and on the left side, on the non-drive side, we have the much higher tension. Why do we do it? At least I know what's happening with the forces on this wheel and what would be direction of truing it. And because this is not just like 3 to 5 millimeters of a movement on the rim, I'm going to remove the wheel from the bike, remove the quick release, and find out what's happening with the rim and its shape. And this is a quite important tip for all of you who would just hit something far away from home, and perhaps you wouldn't have any tools for truing the wheels. Sometimes they won't be necessary. You remove the wheel and just try to find out whether you will be able to shape the wheel a little bit, because if the spokes are very loose, you will be able to shape the rim, kind of. Can you see the shape of my wheel? This is how it looks like. So it goes like, yeah, it goes like this on these two sides. So I'm gonna try to see, there is no stiffness here. I'm gonna try to push it back. Of course, I'm not fixing the wheel right now. I'm just checking out how does it behave. So it has the stiffness. I could really still use it like that and ride it for some kilometers. But now I'm gonna get back with the wheel to my bike and start working on the spokes with the nipples. Ideally, I would remove the tire from the wheel, but since this is a tubeless setup, I already have sealed the wheel, there is sealant inside, I don't want to remove it, and it will work also. Instead of a wheel truing stand, I'm just gonna use some zip ties so that we'll see exactly what's happening to the rim. Let's just look at this disaster. Yeah, this is a lot of movement. I'm going to start with the most loose spokes on this side and the most tight spokes on the other side, meaning I'm going to start from the place where the wheel was most likely hit. This is the most important part of this whole video. We've got the wheel which was hit. You can see here it almost touches the fork, okay, the booster here, this arc. And normally what we would do would be to try to even the tension of the spokes on both sides. Here we have, like here, I have very loose spokes because the wheel was hit here, and here I have tightened spokes. By losing those and tightening up these, I'm only going to make matters worse. I'm trying to save the wheel. It would also be a good idea to absolutely, completely remove the rim and build it once more, but I'm trying to save the wheel. So what I'm gonna do is to put a little bit more tension on these spokes, but I'm feeling they can make it. This is not to the extreme so far. And just keep these loose spokes on this side, and then I will be just looking at all the spokes, what's happening to the shape of the rim. Then I will put it once more on the floor and try to reshape the wheel. Then perhaps maybe 2 or 3 rides, very easy rides, because this could be dangerous, very easy rides just around the house here, to just give the chance to the whole wheel to kind of find the balance once more, and then maybe truing it twice, 3 times would make the wheel rideable again. We will see. This is saving wheel which was hit, so here we are operating in a different way. Okay, the wheel is starting to look better. There's this one place right here which was hit, and it doesn't look very well, but now it's the bend here, it's to the left, to this side here. It's shorter now, so it was longer, now it's shorter. So it's now within 2 spokes, it was within like 3 or even 4 spokes. So what I'm doing now, I'm looking at my zip ties, and let's just leave this place which was hit, this area, but on the other one I can see, okay, now the wheel is centered, that's nice. Now it's gonna move to the right. I can see that on this zip tie here. What I want to do, I want to decrease the tension on this side, so this spoke goes down with the tension, and then put some more pressure on this side, on the other side, so that the wheel will be going back. So before I put more pressure on some spokes, I'm trying to decrease the pressure on the other side, where the spokes can already be tight. So this is how it looks like, and I can see the wobbling moving around the wheel. So spin the wheel, look at it, check the spokes. This is a little bit time consuming, but I see this wheel can be saved. Short update. There you go. The wheel starts to look good. The tension of the spokes doesn't look good at all, but we want the rim to find the right shape, and then the spokes during some rides will be finding their place and their position. What you want to do is to find the spot when the wheel starts to go either to the non-drive side or to the drive side, and then work on the spokes. So if the wheel goes to this side, you want to have less tension on these spokes and more tension on these spokes, and vice versa. Never work on just one spoke on each side, or just 2 spokes, because there's always like an area where you have to readjust the tension of the spokes. So I'm quite happy with this. Okay, you see, once the wheel starts to look better, I'm moving my zip ties on both sides, now minimizing the distance between the zip tie and the rim. I can readjust it, right? This was at the beginning. Now I'm getting closer and closer to the center, so that I can work on those smaller movements. You can see, okay, now it's on this side, now it starts moving, and I'm gonna focus on the spokes on this side. More tension here, less tension on that side. Are you ready? Boom! This is looking quite good. The wheel is okay now, I can ride it. I did remove the wheel once more from the bike just in order to push it a little bit here and there, just as if I was trying to push it into the right shape, and this looks much better. But the thing is, the bike is not ready for off-road riding. It is not ready. So this should be the second most important thing to remember from this episode. The first one, you don't want to find the right balance of the spoke tension, but the right shape of your rim. And second, do not go and ride hard on your bike just after this what we just did here. So what I'm gonna do, I will do maybe 2, 3 to 5 rides, very light, just around in my area, and after each ride I'm gonna check the tension of the spokes and try to tweak something here and there. But this looks okay, I'm happy with that. Seems like the wheel has been saved. There is a risk though of snapping some of the spokes because the tension is very uneven here. There is no extremely high tension on any of these, but still some are very tense, some are quite loose, like this is the place where the wheel was hit. So here we have loose spokes and the other side is tense. So I'm gonna ride smoothly, lean the bike just a little bit to let the rim find the right place, and that's it. That's basically it. I will be updating you with what's happening to the wheel. If I'm gonna really be able to make it super straight, I will tell you. If the spoke will snap, I will tell you, because then I think I will rebuild the wheel once again. But this was just the attempt to save the wheel, but I think it will work. So that's it on this episode. This was me, SickBiker, Danny from SickBiker Studio. See you guys, and let me know how do you do with your wheels. Bye bye.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Remember to join our forum.sickbiker.com, where we discuss all the topics, training, service, any issues with the bikes. If you want to share anything with us, join our Facebook group. All the links are below. And if you want to join my patrons, feel free to do so. And now, okay, you might watch just 1 or 2 episodes more, but then let's go and ride.